swear these people don't deserve to die.
Well, neither do I. But apparently no one took that into consideration because I'm still dying.
What, is he sick?
I got maybe 6 months left, and by then, what they bury won't even look like me.
That's so tragic. Can Buffy take Drusilla on?
Spike!
Everybody stop!
So real quick, if you are looking for my reaction to episode 6 of season 2, Halloween, that is up on my friend Lexi's channel. So the link to that reaction is in the description down below. Please go over there, check out her channel, The Lexi Crowd. She reacts to Buffy. She also does some horror gaming. You can go over, check out her Twitch. She's got some great streams going on, but go over there if you want to check out my reaction to episode 6 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That one was a lot of fun. Halloween, what a great episode. So many awesome reveals about Giles. And then you can come right back here and watch my reaction to episode 7. But go check out Lexi's channel. Please like, subscribe, help her out, and then come right back here. All right. So episode 7 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Man, last episode was really, really something. I mean, there were a lot of things to like about it. I discussed most of it with Lexi over on her channel in that reaction, so I'm not going to, recap too much here. But what I will say is that Giles, man, so this guy is not the person that we have been led to believe this whole time. And it was a very surprising reveal to me, because Giles was one of those characters that I thought that I really understood, and he was kind of as the father figure to the group, just that rock solid foundation that I felt like we as an audience, similar to the way Buffy and company, we rely on him kind of as a moral compass, responsible guide. I'm trying to think of a nicer way to say goody two-shoes, but I think you know what I mean. Like, I don't mean that in a disparaging way, but Giles was really the parental figure who represented that level of adult responsibility and maturity that was a good influence on Buffy's life. And I'm not saying that's all discounted by the reveal, but I am very intrigued. I mean, what is Giles's backstory? And something that really strikes me is just the commitment he has to the deception. That makes me wonder if there's a darker side to Giles, because if he had been, open about his past, even if he hadn't dived into the details, like, I understand being discreet about maybe a messy or dark past, especially with, younger kids like our main cast, but I don't know. There's just something about the level of effort that Giles has gone through to keep up this fake mask of perfection and of squeaky cleanliness. Is that a correct term? Squeaky cleanliness? I don't know what I'm saying, but that was a big moment for last week's episode, and I really want to explore more of that. We did get to see a little bit of Spike and Drusilla last episode. Spike, man, he's up there in the arrogance. I'm wondering if he is truly as competent and deadly as he thinks he is. Part of me is beginning to feel like Drusilla might be the larger and more powerful of the two of them. There's just something about her creepy, horror, empty death stare, and kind of, I don't know, how do you describe her voice? She's almost got like a sing-song of death going on there. But I really, both of those characters, either way, that there's something very fascinating about them to me, and I hope we explore more of them. And particularly, I really hope we get to see more scenes of them, like the way they view the universe from their perspective, kind of the way that they look at Buffy as an annoyance and as a threat. And just, I don't know, something about the vampires. I feel like it's very easy to paint them as all evil, but obviously we see a character like Angel. So there's the ability for someone who is this terrifying creature on the surface to be more complicated and maybe not so evil. Now, I don't think that's the case for Spike and Drusilla, but seeing the world from a vampire's point of view is something that I hope we get to see more of. But as always, if you do want to see the full unedited reaction to this episode and to all my Buffy episodes, that's going to be up on Patreon. I really appreciate all the support. You guys are just so awesome, and a lot of great discussions, and very respectful, avoiding the spoilers. So I do appreciate that. If you do want to see my reaction to next week's episode, that is also going to be up on Patreon for early access. And let's just get into it. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 2, Episode 7. I feel like this kid's in trouble.
Are you lost?
Oh, speaking of creepy.
Share the sweetest voice. What will your mummy sing when they find your body?
Oh, great.
Well, I'm not a person, see? So that's just...
Run home.
Holy, I did not think that kid had a chance.
Do you remember the song Mummy used to sing me? Pretty.
I remember.
No, don't tell me they're related. Wait, hold on. Are they like brother and sister? She said mommy like Angel knew.
Thinks of her. Poor little thing. She has no idea what's in store.
Oh, great.
This is just the beginning.
I swear Buffy should win an award for having the worst timing, like coming in and seeing these scenes. It's like one of the Slayer's superpowers, like how to maximize your romantic drama. I mean, I'm just saying, that is some horrible, horrible timing. Now, I couldn't tell exactly. I mean, clearly Angel and Drusilla know each other, which is very interesting. But that one line she said, was that imply that they're related? Like they have the same mother? I can't tell. If that's the case, though, that would mean that Spike, is a potential brother-in-law, right? Am I getting that all correctly? This is also intertwined.
Well, how will I know what to wear?
Do you own anything else? Bert, you're gonna have to trust me.
Oh, great. Speaking of trust, Giles has definitely not told her about his past and his history. Giles, you better come clean before things get too serious and then you just ruin the whole relationship with Miss Calendar.
I can so relate to her. She worked really hard to look that good, and people just don't appreciate that kind of effort.
I think you mean oppressed.
Whatever. They were cranky.
Cranky. Okay, Cordelia.
And Marie Antoinette cared about them. She was gonna let them have cake.
Nothing like Cordelia taking the side of Marie Antoinette. I did not realize how great that was.
I'd suggest a box of Oreos dunked in apple juice, but maybe she's over that phase.
Ford?
Hey, Summers.
Another guy in Buffy's life? Who is this dude?
Ford and I went to Henry together in LA, and now you're here. For real?
Dad got the transfer, and boom, he just dragged me out of Henry and put me down.
I don't know why I don't trust this guy.
I moped over you for months, sitting in my room listening to that Divinal song I touched myself. Of course, I had no idea what it was about.
My bestest friend of all my friends. Jeez, doesn't she know any fat guys?
What the song is about?
Willow.
He's not in school, right? He looks older than her.
You're not wrong.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit older.
What'd you do last night?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Oh my gosh. Just tell him that you saw him with some creepy girl.
Hi.
This is Ford.
Hi, this is your human competition.
No, I'm actually here to stay. Just moved down.
Hey, Angel.
Angel gave him like a death stare.
Well, Angel, we could still play.
He didn't even stick around to hear the invite.
So that was your boyfriend?
No. Yeah. Maybe. Can we lay off the tough questions for a while?
Sorry.
I think this is something Buffy and Angel need to sort out. Is it a will they or won't they? Dating or no?
What's going on?
There was a cat. Cat.
I thought you were just slaying a vampire.
What? Wedding a what?
I know, Buffy.
How does he know?
Wow. It's neat. Is it neat? Yeah, I guess it is. I don't have
Buffy's gonna be like, he knows the real me, and he's okay with it.
It makes everything easier.
This makes me not trust him, though. How does he know about vampires? How does he know about slayers? Come on, doesn't he look like a guy who could be like a secret evil guy?
We're good.
Good? That's it? That's all? Well, when are we?
Soon.
Are these vampires? Is this a vampire club?
Me who commanded armies hundreds of years before you were born.
So are they trying to become vampires? I don't know what that movie was playing in the background. I haven't seen it.
Oh, well, okay, I invite you to come in.
I guess I need help.
Help? You mean like on homework? No, 'cause...
Willow is so flustered, man.
Okay, what's the name?
Billy Fordham.
Angel?
This isn't awkward at all.
Wanna hear? Do you promise not to bite me?
I really honed my brooding skills. Then she comes along.
Yeah, love can complicate things, Angel.
And my gut tells me this is a wrong guy.
Good for Angel. I think he has good instincts that way. Oh, Willow has such a good heart, she can't even stand to, like, have any level of deception with her friends.
So I cannot hang just now. Hi, Ford.
Very natural. Very natural.
Are you drinking coffee again? Because we talked about this.
It makes me jumpy.
Ford knows I'm the Slayer.
I know.
Oh, very good. Yes.
I wonder if Giles, because he's so distracted by his date with Miss Calendar, like, I don't know, I feel like that's pretty concerning for this guy to know.
Remember, if you...
Go. Experience this thing called fun. I'll try not to have a crisis.
Don't think that's going to happen, although I really am rooting for Giles and Miss Calendar just to have a great date. Uninterrupted. Can this evil creep just hold off for a day?
The other one.
I killed her. I killed her and she just turned to dust. It was amazing.
Don't you dare buy that story of his, Buffy. That is not plausible at all.
Portrayal, no records, that's incriminating enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Dead Boy in this one.
Could you not call me that?
Yeah, that's not the nicest of nicknames.
Boy, we blend right in.
I think Angel could kind of fit in with this vibe. Willow and Xander, not so much.
They stick out.
What?
Sore thumbs, do they stick out? I mean, have you ever seen a thumb and gone, wow, that baby is sore?
You have too many thoughts.
That is the perfect response to Willow's dialogue right there.
Don't be ashamed. It's cool that you're open to it. We welcome anyone who's interested in the lonely ones.
The lonely ones?
Vampires.
What, do they have a vampire fetish or something?
These people don't know anything about vampires. What they are, how they live, how they dress.
As a literal photocopy of Angel's attire walks by. That is a great visual gag.
Patience.
You could have just said something.
No, honestly, I've always been interested in monster trucks.
You took him to monster trucks?
That has to be a prank.
Something wrong?
Dang.
She's called Drusilla, a sometime paramour of Spike's.
He said he killed it. That's the vampire force.
Okay, good. That's really good. Buffy, put it together so you can't trust this guy. And you and Angel need to have, like, a seminar on communication in a relationship.
Don't you love me anymore?
Darling.
But if she died, and maybe that's why she's so weak, like she's resurrected.
This is so cool.
I would totally live here.
Do I have anyone on watch here?
You better fire them.
Or did we finally find a restaurant that delivers?
I know who you are.
Yeah, I know who I am too, so what? You've got 30 seconds to convince me not to kill you.
Yes! See, this is the best.
This guy has watched way too many movies.
Like you. A vampire.
I've known you for 2 minutes and I can't stand you. I don't really feature you living forever.
And once you've been invited, you could always just walk in.
I can't. I was just being polite. We need to talk.
Yes, you guys seriously need to talk.
She was pure, sweet, chaste.
And you made her a vampire.
First, I made her insane.
How?
Killed everybody she loved.
Oh my gosh.
Visited every mental torture on her I could devise. And on the day she took her holy orders, I turned her into a demon.
Angel, you have done some horrible, horrible things, man. Dang, so I guess they're not brother and sister, right? I don't know why the way that Drusilla was talking made it sound like to me that they were like from the same family.
Ford.
Well, he's definitely not a vampire because he's out in broad daylight.
I kind of want to surprise you.
I like surprises.
Can you meet me here?
Sure.
At 9?
At 9.
I like this like circling camera movements with the two of them back and forth. It's like they're sizing each other up because Buffy knows that she can't trust him. But I think he also can kind of tell. Unless he's just being dumb. But I feel like they're both really sizing each other up strategically.
Ready for the change. Do you really think they'll bless us?
I know they will.
Do you? Do you? You've seen enough movies to know which vampires are trustworthy, which ones will eat you?
Why didn't you tell me about this?
I have to do everything around here. Sorry, Mr. Flawless Plan.
I need them to bless me.
It's gonna be fine.
No. It's really not.
Okay, crashing the club.
I'm sorry, Ford. I just couldn't wait till tonight. I'm rash and impulsive. It's a flaw.
We all have flaws.
This might be a trap though, Buffy.
Yes.
I didn't know I'd figure it out.
Actually, I was counting on it.
I knew it. I knew he wasn't that dumb. This is a trap.
What's supposed to happen tonight?
This is a trap.
Rigged up special. Once it's closed, it can only be opened from the outside. This is the end, Buffy. No one gets out of here alive.
I mean, they're all still human right now. She could beat up all of them and just leave them in a corner, like knocked out or killed.
Spike and all of his friends are going to be picking out at the all-you-can-eat moron bar.
Exactly.
I think you should try.
She's an unbeliever. She taints us.
This guy is amazing. He's cracking me up.
You're going to die. And the only hope you have of surviving this is to get out of this pit right now. And my God, could you have a dorkier outfit?
You look like a big ninny.
Imagine what Cordelia would say about his outfit.
You never give up, do you?
No, I don't.
It's a good quality in a person. Too many people, they just...
Dude, Buffy, can you just knock this guy out? He's so annoying.
The rest of them, they're just fodder.
Technically, yes. But I'm in. I will become immortal.
How do you know you're not?
You brain trust. It's not how it works. You die, and a demon sets up shop in your old house, and it walks, and it talks, and it remembers your life, but it's not you. Ford, these people don't deserve to die.
Well, neither do I. But apparently no one took that into consideration because I'm still dying. I look good, don't I?
What, is he sick?
I got maybe 6 months left, and by then, what they bury won't even look like me. It'll be bald and shriveled and...
Damn, you got cancer, huh?
No, I'm not going out that way.
Dang.
Did I screw up your righteous anger riff? Does the nest of tumors liquefying my brain kind of spoil the fun?
But what you're doing is still very wrong.
Okay, well, you try vomiting for 24 hours straight because the pain in your head is so intense, and then we'll discuss the concept of right and wrong.
I mean, Buffy has laid down her life to save people, so she is not a stranger to sacrifice.
I don't have a choice.
You have a choice. You don't have a good choice, but you have a choice.
That's so true.
Help me stop this. Please.
That's so tragic.
The mothership people! This is ugly death come to play!
Oh, great. Oh, great. You guys are all dead. Can Buffy take Drusilla on?
Spike!
Everybody stop!
Good idea. Now you let everybody out or your girlfriend fits in an ashtray.
Let them go.
Down the stairs.
Dang, we got Buffy in like a hostage situation, but it's reversed. Like she's holding the bad guys hostage. You can tell how much Spike cares about her, like how nervous he looks.
Where's the doorknob?
Now, why wouldn't Buffy have just stabbed her? She's such an evil, important vampire. I feel like that's a missed opportunity.
What happened?
Yeah, you're dead.
I handed her to you.
Yes, I suppose you did.
So?
And now you're gonna die. We don't even need to see the scene to know what happened.
You didn't say anything.
It'd be simpler if I could just hate him.
It's good that you don't, Buffy. It's part of what makes you so good.
It's just like the more I know, the more confused I get.
It's like she's becoming an adult.
I'd like to stop then, okay?
I know the feeling.
Does it ever get easy?
You mean life?
Yeah. Does it get easy?
What do you want me to say?
Lie to me.
The good guys are always stalwart and true. The bad guys are easily distinguished by their pointy horns or black hats. And we all... No one ever dies, and everybody lives happily ever after.
Liar.
Wow. What a great ending. All right, so that is episode 7 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That was an excellent episode. Really, really good. I was really impressed with that. I feel like there was a lot fit in that episode, a lot of different story elements, a lot of character moments, and a lot of themes. So I'm going to do my best to kind of break it down and, talk about everything. I might miss a few things. There were definitely parts in the episode where it made me think, and I was like, oh, I want to talk about this at the end, but I don't know if I'm going to get to everything. There was just a lot. I feel like that episode was very dense with some really good material and food for thought. But just a few things. Drusilla and Angel. That's a very interesting dynamic. So for some reason, I don't know what it was about the dialogue when they first were talking that it made it sound like they were brother and sister to me, but the way Angel was telling Buffy that he was obsessed with her, that sounds very, very different. It sounds more like something romantic back in the day. And that reveal kind of shocked me. I mean, I guess I assumed that Angel had done some pretty evil things in his past, just knowing that he's been a vampire, and, you know, references that have been said by the Master back in season 1 and just the way he's referred to himself in the dark past. But something about hearing what he did to Drusilla just seems so brutal and cruel, and that makes me really feel bad for Drusilla in a weird kind of way. Like, now, once again, I'm even more intrigued by who exactly she is. And in a way, just hearing that origin story from Angel makes me almost look at her as a victim, which is interesting too. And I really want to know more about Angel, like what began his redemption arc and how has he come so far? Like, after living a life where you stoop to such inhumane levels of just selfishness and power, and, you know, that's a pretty terrible thing to do, something to not only turn someone to a vampire, but to drive them insane. Like, I could understand maybe if you were really obsessed with someone and you didn't want them to die, it would still be a horrible thing to turn them to a vampire. But just there seems to be a level of unnecessary cruelty to what Angel did. And, you know, you see Angel show up now, and I can't help but like the guy. I see him, he seems really cool, he seems chill, seems like he's got that vulnerable side. You know, it's kind of cute in a way, seeing him be so insecure about Buffy's affections towards him. But man, it's hard for me to evaluate how to feel about that character, just hearing some of the things he did. And I think that also kind of ties into what this show is doing. It's really showing, like, how is Buffy supposed to handle that information? And that kind of ties into something that I think was probably my favorite aspect of this whole episode, with, you know, the conversation between Buffy and Angel. That was such an excellent scene, and I think that kind of introduced a theme that this whole episode had, which was the idea of the truth, and the truth being difficult. And I forget the exact line that Angel said, but just the idea that sometimes a lie is better than the truth. You know, sometimes the truth is so hard that a lie is preferable. And I think that was kind of wrapped up in a nice kind of bookended way by that final scene with Buffy and Giles, where Buffy, in a way, I think acknowledged the comfort of sometimes not wanting to know the truth. And sometimes the truth is so harsh and so unpleasant and so complicated that you just want that childhood simplicity. And I think that's, of course, fits very much into the whole theme of the show of Buffy kind of growing up and dealing with adulthood and dealing with these realities of life that aren't so simple, because it's simple to say the truth is good and lies are bad. But this episode really explored the idea of things being complicated and there being this, I don't know, that's a question I feel like I want to pass on to all of you watching. You know, is there a time where it is better to lie to someone, especially a loved one? And do you have is it your place to make that choice for them? Because I feel like if you deceive a loved one, even if you tell yourself you're doing this for their own good and you know them well enough that you know that the truth is really going to hurt them in a serious way, do you have the authority to make that choice for them? Or is it up to you, if you actually care about them, to be honest with them, or at the very least give them the truth? I think Buffy had a line in that discussion with Buffy and Angel where she was saying, like, I should have the choice. And then Angel did tell her the truth, which I really give credit to Angel for coming clean in that way and being honest. But I don't know, that was just a really interesting idea and theme, and I think this episode really explored that. The character of Ford I thought was also good. Once again, we're kind of having a villain who has a very sympathetic backstory. I really liked the reveal. It added so much more humanity to his character as like this desperate kid who was dying and who was seeking the vampires, that immortality, not because he had some foolish idea about the glory of being a vampire, but because he was so scared. He was running away from an outcome that was so terrifying that the alternative, he was really acting from a place of desperation and from trying to hold on to his life and being willing to do anything that he could to survive. And I do think there was something like a little just detail about his character. He really struck me as like a kid who has seen too many movies, like someone smart, but just who has kind of grown up with a lot of pop culture and fiction. And I think they really nailed that it felt like it was a nice little detail to add this little a little flair to his character to really make him seem like maybe a kid who I I don't know exactly the way to describe it. He just really struck me as a kid who was kind of immersed in pop culture and had this idea about drama and melodrama, and even the way like he was kind of talking to Spike, he had clearly rehearsed these scenarios in his head and had these ideas about good guys and bad guys, and was just kind of really in over his head. But that was a real nice touch for his character to add some interesting contrast to show someone who's desperate and afraid, and how that can really drive someone to do something horrible, like sacrifice their friends, their buddies, just to survive. I don't know. And then, of course, I really enjoy seeing Drusilla and Spike. Something about just every time they come on screen, it just makes me happy. They're endlessly entertaining and very intriguing. I will say, though, that the more I'm seeing of Spike, I'm getting the feeling that he's less clever than he thinks he is. I mean, he really is striking me as like this arrogant, high school aged vampire who comes in with guns blazing and, you know, can talk a lot of smack and talks himself up, you know, has a very big ego. But when it comes down to it, he actually makes some pretty huge strategic mistakes, because just in the last couple episodes, I feel like he's really had an opportunity to, you know, he's had a very advantageous situation kind of laid out for him to kill Buffy. And I think if he really had an intelligent, you know, light Yagami instinct to just go for the kill and to take advantage of a real opportunity to kill Buffy, to lay out this threat, he would have by now. I mean, you've got Buffy locked in a room. You've got a huge swarm of vampires. She's outnumbered like crazy. And you bring Drusilla in and you don't even protect her. Like for a second, I thought when Buffy jumped up and was holding the stake to Drusilla, which huge props to Buffy for her strategic thinking. Like I really liked seeing Buffy, you know, realize that she was outnumbered and jump to threatening, you know, the love interest of Spike. That was, I mean, props to Buffy. But she is winning the thinking game, because Spike, I mean, dude, what are you doing? Bringing in your loved one as a liability and then you don't even protect her? I just feel like that really indicates that he kind of rushes into things with this bold, arrogant attitude, but he's not thinking things through. And that does make me think that Drusilla is weak. Like I would, for part of me, I thought she was kind of pulling an Emperor Palpatine, you know, pretending that she was weak and frail, but really had this deep strength. But she didn't seem like she was up to doing anything to Buffy when she had the stake to her heart. So I really blame Spike. It's like, dude, if you know that your girlfriend is vulnerable and you know this is such a prime time to kill the Slayer, the only threat stopping you from taking over this whole town and really establishing dominance, you really aren't thinking things through. You're acting like a, you know, kind of a teenage vampire, a young, cocky guy. So, but I'm interested. I'm interested to see if he's going to get smarter. I'm interested to see if there's going to be another villain who maybe has a bit more of a level head and a no-nonsense attitude when it comes to taking on Buffy. And right now, my feeling is that Drusilla is actually more evil and more threatening than Spike. Just something about her creepy attitude and her less is more. You know, Spike seems very bold, in your face, loud. Drusilla is a little bit more restrained. And if you notice, like when Ford first showed up to make the deal with Spike, Spike's initial instinct was just to kill him. But Drusilla had a little more level-headed. You know, she kind of drew him back and was like, hold on, this might be an opportunity. So I don't know, but I'm very interested. Like I said, a lot to talk about, a lot to dissect. Please let me know if you have any thoughts about the themes, the ideas, anything that I miss in this episode. I really feel like this one was very, very dense with some great concepts and ideas and some really good scenes. But please let me know in the comments down below. And thank you, as always, to everyone for your support. Like I said, if you do want to see this full reaction that's up on Patreon right now, if you want to see next week's reaction to episode 8, sorry, I have a hard time. It's been a long day. I have a hard time keeping track of the numbers of the episodes. But if you want to see that reaction, please, that's also up on Patreon for early access if you want to check that out. And as always, remember, be active, be mindful, and be a hero.